brothers and sisters, generals, my fellow spell breakers. Thank you, great General Lord Lamont, who came up with that. So thank those that's been riding along with the brother, and welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion, and where I uplift and just try to inspire and share experiences, suggest, teach, and give advice. And thank Mama Nature every day, brothers and sisters, like our ancestors did. Those who knew nature, those who really had that divine warrior spirit. Our ancestors, man, far and near, brother and sister, man, that fought so very hard to get many of us on that foundation that we're standing firm on. Family, brothers and sisters in the world and online, younger or older, may that great divine protect us. I do this from time to time. Y'all know I be rhyming. I swear I don't mean to. My son and I discussed that. But I do this from time to time. And as I've uploaded in the past, you'll see 3-candle protection. You'll see that on some podcasts. And 3-candle protection, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel. Gotta stay on point, stay focused. And may that great divine come in those lives who may be struggling and who have a right heart, but just in circumstantial situations. May that great divine come in their life and pull them out, and just, man, thank Mama Nature every day. And we're gonna, like I like to do when I show buildings on the banner, this here is one's balcony at one's home, and thankful for one's family, and again, family members that we held dear, my family, your family. May they rest in peace and in power, but their spirit will live on through us, like my auntie who owned the building on the balcony on one's banner here. And it was a beautiful day today, and I went out there and soaked in some sun and some nature, and it's beautiful. But it's better out in the open, whether you're in the country or a big park away from everything. That's the best time to connect with Mama Nature and soak in that divine protection. Remember, our realm start with us, we work our way out. We include all our loved ones in that protection realm, and we have to be consistent when calling down protection or deep prayer, whatever one's way of channeling that positive energy, that protective energy. And the more levels of spirituality, when we get serious with it now and we understand it, understand it, and overstand it, we'll be consistent with it. And I always like to say, set that tone when we wake up. We thank that great divine before our feet touch the floor, for our family, ourselves, and more. And don't ask for a lot of things. Just be thankful. Just say thank you for no reason. I do that sometimes. Just sitting by myself and reflecting on things and just saying thank you, great divine. Just thank you. We got to stop asking for stuff. Great divine knows us better than we know ourselves, as well as Mama Nature, because everything comes from Mama Nature. That's why everything that comes from Mama Nature has a purpose. And the last podcast I did was a throat chakra, and I did a summary on some colors, and I want to revert back to that because our heart chakra is green, and which represents nature, which I think is beautiful. And I can't remember, one of the chakras represents yellow. Let me see, the solar plexus, and I did that's on my channel here, which is yellow. It represents the sun. And my color is red, which is the root chakra. And I want to go back and revert back to those colors because I thought it's amazing when we learn about nature. Now, again, I don't know everything there is about nature, but the things we learn is so amazing. And it really makes you appreciate the air we breathe every day, because some people don't even appreciate the air we breathe. I always like to say it's always somebody who went to sleep for the last time. So that's why we just got to say thank you for no reason. If you're an upright human being, brother or sister, male or female, family member, just be thankful you're alive and breathing, doing what we're supposed to do and just living our lives. Pretty much I always say everybody's reaching that same goal, just to have peace at the end of the day, And I remember I used to say a while ago, every part of a righteous tree matters. The twigs, the branches, the small twigs, the big branches, the bark, the roots, of course, everything about a righteous tree matters, So all the differences and different cultures and disagreements and all that stuff, it don't mean shit at the end of the day. Because the only thing that great divine sees is the greatness that we see in oneself and others and each other. You know, those who fall back and don't want to learn, if they're healthy, nothing wrong with them. We have to let that great divine and Mama Nature deal with them. You know, we have no time for nonsense. You know, it's too much going on in the world. That's why we need to be seekers of light, love, sometimes aggression, depending on who it is or what it is. Because every righteous brother, sister, family has a right to defend themselves, hands down. But as my son, Lord Lamont, and I discuss, we don't look for confrontation, but we ain't gonna back away from it. But we got to kind of stay away from that space because it's kind of negative. You know, we have to leave those, again, who don't want to learn, especially if they are aware of what they're doing. We got to leave them where they are, you know, and keep rising, as so many of us warriors and generals out here are. And I can admit, lately I kind of been in warrior mode, you know, and got to do that. You know, you got to fight off all toxicity from person, place, or thing. Can't let nothing blind us or stop us, because blind ignorance is so fucking dangerous. That's something I been on here recently, you know. And again, it's sad and disappointing when you see potential in one, but they take what God gives them, or the great divine gives them, and use it for bad or evil or manipulation. And it's such a waste of time, you know. But again, thank Mama Nature every day. And that's what I got on my banner here in a thumbnail. It was just beautiful outside today here in the Milltown. And just thankful if you live in a quiet neighborhood, because my neighborhood is pretty quiet. That's something I noticed about my Aunt Vera. Rest in peace and in power. Even as a kid, she always, every home she owned or you know, or bought, it was always in a good area. She was really good about picking good areas in the city, you know, because there's bad things all around us. But I noticed that she always picked a really quiet neighborhood. So just be thankful if you are in a space where you can be quiet, you know, when we need to be. Not all the time, just when we need to be, because it's kind of a luxury, you know, and you have to be in those, have to be paying attention and not running. Get in a quiet space sometimes so we can recharge and come out on fire as brother, sister, general, family, fellow spell breakers, and always be consistent on calling down a great protection from that great divine. You know, I always say, for ourselves and from ourselves. The from ourselves is really important, real talk. And again, that's when it comes to that blind ignorance, when one is their own worst enemy and don't even know they are, you know. And but I wanted to revert back to the colors because I thought it was important, because we are a part of nature. And again, the heart chakra is green, which represents nature. Solar plexus is yellow, as I said, and which represents the sun. The sacral chakra is orange, which represents I think it was optimism and happiness and joy, fun, stuff like that. Orange, that's what that. But we have to be in a space of tapping into that, you know, because it could be the opposite, you know, if we aren't aware of ourselves and just giving in to the enemy within, you know. But be thankful if we got rid of that so-called enemy within, been done with it, gone, you know, like T.I. said, oh, me dead and gone, real talk. That's one of my favorite songs by T.I. Salute. You know, we get rid of that, you know, and step into the new and just see things in us we never knew we had. It's a beautiful, beautiful space to be. But again, it doesn't happen overnight. And again, it's not always about being this deep spiritual person. It's just being happy with oneself, loving oneself, and sharing that vibration to others. Because there are many people out here struggling all over the world, you know, people going through things. So again, that's why sometimes we just got to say, you know, divine, just be thankful. You know, Mama Nature, thank Mama Nature every day for the air we breathe, and may that great divine protect us, you know. And again, I have to be consistent on saying thank you and always call down protection. Don't just ask for a lot of things. This is just an opinion, you know. Just ask for protection and say thank you. Everything else will come. You'd be surprised, you know. But we have to be in the space of paying attention, you know. That's the thing about that spiritual world, you know. You have to slow down sometimes in order to pay attention to it, or recognize Mother Nature or animals in Mother Nature, birds, squirrels, crows, I hear that all the time when I'm going back and forth to the cars. Like, because I work, I do have a job, but studying the psyche, the body, and the chakras and all those things. And when you do it consistently, you can balance, working a job and still paying attention to life and not forgetting about accountabilities and, and connecting with family and stuff like that. It's always in one spirit. Now, got to work in that area, get at it, but it is in one spirit. That's why I always call down protection, just to keep one's eyes open and keeping oneself aware as brother, sister, family, general. All right, now I wanted to read some colors, and I might not get to it just yet. Let me see, because red is my color, and I did want to, like I said, revert back to the colors I read on that throat chakra podcast I did, and thank the new subscriber that just joined my channel. Salute to the current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. I really appreciate those who join a brother. As I say, like nature, we gotta let things come naturally in this life. And I'm not just, social media is just an example, but let it come natural. It just feels, it's more fulfilling when we let things come natural. We don't push, but we don't give up. Let Mama Nature and that great divine do what it do. So let me see. Yellow. I wanted to read yellow, green. Well, all those colors I read, the chakras I've done. Let's get a little. I just want to do a little brief summary. I read this before, but I'm going to read it again. Okay, leaders and teachers, student spirit. Let's go. In general, red, yellow, orange, green, and blue are often associated with various emotions and concepts. Red can symbolize passion, energy, or anger. Remember, it depends on the individual, because it can be a righteous anger. You know what I mean? Okay, yellow can represent happiness. And yellow represents the sun. And that's the sacral. No, let me see what that was. That's the solar plexus. The solar plexus is yellow. And yellow represents the happiness, optimism, or intellect. Beautiful. And the sun, it represents the sun. Orange often signifies enthusiasm, creativity, or playfulness. And that is the sacral chakra is orange. And I noticed my son and I, we did a father and son discussion, which I put in the end screen. It was called Seeing Greatness Through Discipline. He had on orange. You know what I mean? And it says orange signifies enthusiasm, creativity, or playfulness. And we had fun. It was one of the best. All of our discussions are really good, but I have to say, that was one of the best discussions my son and I had. We really communicated and really got into the core of each other and vibed. And it was just beautiful, All right. Green. The heart chakra is green. All right. Green is commonly linked to nature. I like that. It's beautiful. Growth or harmony. Yep. Now this is a heart chakra. It's green. That's what it represents. Blue typically represents, this is the throat chakra, which I did here recently. Blue typically represents calmness, trust, or responsibility or accountability. However, the specific meaning of color can also be influenced by cultural context and personal experience. So the throat chakra is blue and represents calmness. That's what I showed on the banner in that throat chakra, part 5. And it was healthy divine vibration. That was the title of it. So I put that in the end screen, and I put Lord Lamont and I's father and son discussion, seeing greatness through discipline. I put that in the end screen. So again, the heart chakra. How often do we pay attention to our heart, really? Now, some of us do, but it's green. It's connected to nature. It represents nature. I thought that was beautiful, because the land is green, the sun is yellow, and then we got the ocean or the sky, which is blue. That can be the sky or the ocean or water. I had water on the banner, but it also can be the sky. So I just thought that was beautiful, and it's right in alignment. We got the sun, which represents the solar plexus. Then we got green, which represents nature, which is the heart chakra, solar plexus chakra. Then we got the heart chakra, which is green, represents nature. Beautiful. Then we got blue, which represents the sky, which is the throat chakra. And I did a little clip, and it was called Exercise Our Throat Chakra. And I just was showing an example and showing the importance of our throat chakra and how sometimes this life will have us where we're not paying attention to little things like that. Because that's the main chakra in our body. You know, we got to speak. You know, a lot of us like to sing and rap, and as well, you know, like myself, and just speaking alone, you know, not even just having a platform, just speaking, you know. Again, be thankful. Thank Mama Nature every day. You know, may that great divine protect us. You know, there are those that can't speak. That's what I'm saying. Can't take stuff for granted. You know, there were those that had a voice and then lost it. You know what I mean? You know how that's got to be traumatizing. Like the artist that was with NWA, the brother that lost his voice. I can't remember his name right now. He was actually one of my favorite artists in that group. I'm gonna have to do another hip hop heavy hitters tribute, and I think he's gonna be the next tribute when I get to it. God, I can't believe I remember. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The brother that lost his voice that was in NWA. I can't remember his name. If I remember it, hopefully it'll come up. But anyway, I remember him losing his voice, and he was a dope artist, and I'm pretty sure. Wow, you know, I can imagine how he felt, you know, losing his voice. But if I can remember his name, I'll put it in the description. Excuse me. If I can remember it, I might put it in the description. I might not. But if I can't remember his name, I'll put it in the description. Matter of fact, I am. When I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna put it in the description. So if you see it in there, it's because I couldn't remember his name. But we all know who I'm talking about. The brother is DOC. That's what his name was. DOC. If I'm not mistaken, that was his name that was with NWA. And he was, as we all know, he was a dope ass artist. Real talk. He could rap fast, all that. Very unique. And he had a good passion and a solid heart. So I'm just using him as an example of, you know, take our throat chakra. Don't take our throat chakra for granted. You know what I mean? Study it. Be thankful every day. Keep a good vibration within. Have less stress. No stress at all. Stress is the root of all sickness. I say that all the time, you know. And of course, we're gonna have a hip hop break. I'm gonna play a couple songs. It's two of them. One is Can Do It. I played this a long time ago. It's called We Can Do It. And it's another song. I got I can't remember what the name of it is, but I'll play it in the hip hop break. And let's continue on. My brothers and sisters, again, man, thank Mama Nature every day. Again, that's why I got this on my banner. It was beautiful outside, and I got 2 balconies, I said in the past, and I'm hardly ever on my balcony. I need to get on there more. And we're just out there thinking today, and we're just so thankful how beautiful it is outside. It's just beautiful, quiet neighborhood, and you know, it's wonderful. You know, just being appreciative. It's good for our immune system. It's good for our soul. That's brother, sister, family, general, in the world, online. Get our asses in nature sometimes and just soak in that. Just be thankful for the air we breathe, you know. And again, may that great divine protect us, our families, our children, ourselves, our circles, you know, that outer realm all over the world, a global divine protection. You know, that's what I do. All right. Now I wanted to speak on the number 7, and I spoke on how the number 7 is one's number. And guess what? Today is the 7th. And I got a birthday coming up. I won't say when. I'll just surprise everybody. And again, thank those who've been viewing and riding along. Even if one don't react, it's all right. You know, but if you got anything out of what I say or what my son Lord Lamont say, you know, any positive energy you get from one's platform, pass it on to someone else. Please, you know, we got to keep it going. Keep this realm strong. Keep all toxicity away, you know, even the little stuff, because little things can fester in the big things. Now I want to get in to this number 7, how I'm connected to this number. You know, I'm a 70s child, as I said. 7, that number 7 is in everything. My number, my social security number, my clock in number. I'm just reiterating. I said this before. Always been connected to that number 7. But it was a time I didn't think nothing about it. You know, now it's just wonderful. And again, it's not about being this deep spiritual person. It's just knowing It's just things that's always been there that we just not aware of, you know. And so let's break down the number 7 and the significance of it, and why all of us have a number. Some people, like I see 444. I see that all the time. Yesterday I seen 555. These numbers. 111. I actually got a couple of podcasts I did on the beauty of clarity, and one was 444, and I think one was 111, if I'm not mistaken. So again, everything that comes from Mama Nature and that divine has a purpose, brothers and sisters. Everything. I don't care what it is. If it comes from Mama Nature, it has a purpose. All right. That's why when you go against that divine Mama Nature, and people can do what they want again, but there's a consequence for everything. Because anything unnatural, there's always going to be challenges or difficulties down the road. If it's not natural, that's the way that great divine and Mama Nature got it set up. And you can't override those two forces and the universe. If you think you can, you're a fool. So you might as well just do what's right as a human being, as brother and sister, and just flow in this life naturally. Because that's the best way to breathe, best way to live, and best way to reach out to others, our generals, family, brothers and sisters in the world, online. And be thankful that we can reach brothers and sisters that maybe not in the space we're in, a different country, a different state, a different continent. Be thankful of these things. You know what I'm saying? Don't take our speaking, able to reach out to others. Do not take it for granted. Because as quick as we can get something, as quick as it can be taken away. Even if we have done something and went to jail for it, and we know we done it, and it's done the most toxic things in the world, but we beat the case and get out of it. That's all right, because the great divine and Mama Nature has the final say at the end of the day. And I'm drawing that from who that's going through this trial that everybody think he's gotten off. Yeah, he might have gotten off in the system, so to speak. But in God's judgment, when that gavel comes down, ain't nobody gonna be able to do about that, because karma would just sit back and wait. And karma is fair, and you never know when it's gonna come. You know what I mean? If it don't come through the court system, and I'm speaking in code, because I'm not into the celebrity gossip and all that shit. I give my little opinions and perspectives, but I'm not lost in it. Because when you're on the outside of this so-called matrix, you'll see everything for what it is. All right, as brother, sister, general, family, fellow spellbreaker. It's a wonderful space, isn't it? Salute yourself. If you embody clarity, it's wonderful. All right. Now, I was speaking on a certain individual. I'm speaking in code. You have to kind of, listen between the lines, see who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. Because I don't give a damn about nobody, especially if you call someone's demise. Come on now. Do you really think you're going to flow through life and nothing going to happen to you? If you think that, you're a damn fool. If you don't get it through the court system, guess what? Great divine and Mama Nature going to get that ass one way or another. Because karma is a B, as we say. All right. And I mean that righteously. I don't even like that word. All right. Well, we'll say karma is a female. And we know how vindictive a toxic female can be. Now, I'm just using that as an example. I know we got good females. That might have been a bad example. But we know about karma. A lot of us have experienced the woulda, coulda, shoulda. So we know about karma. So, all right, let's get off of that. Let's get into this number 7 and the significance of it. And again, that's my number. So find out what your spiritual number is. Study it. If you see numbers all the time, see why you see it. Understand things. That's how we understand, overstand, and understand that spiritual world. All right, let's go. The number 7 is widely considered a significant number across various cultures and religions. Often, now I'm not in no religion now, but I'm not against those who are, because I come up through Christianity, but there's only one God, one divine. I don't care how many names people put on it. There's one positive force, or 3 forces, divine, Mama Nature, and the universe. All right. The number 7 is widely considered a significant number across various cultures and religions, often symbolizing perfection, completeness, or holiness. In many contexts, it represents a state of holiness and it's often associated with divine power and spiritual protection. Which I told y'all, I say it all the time, even when I'm not speaking, even when I'm by myself, when I'm not around anyone. I'm always calling down great protection for ourselves and from ourselves. You hear me say that on a variety of podcasts. No matter how many times you might get tired of hearing me saying it, but that's what we're supposed to do. We don't just say it once and that's it. No, we got to be consistent, like studying ourselves, in the world, etc., etc. Got to be consistent on things. That's how we stay aware and embody clarity. All right, here's a more detailed look at its significance. All right. Now, I'm going to draw from the Bible. Again, you got to sift through that Bible and sift that real truth out of there. All right. Because again, I'm not a Christian. I'm not in religion. All right. The Bible frequently uses 7 to denote completion and divine action. For example, God rested, or divine rested, on the seventh day after creation, making it a holy day. Genesis 22:3. Or 2:3, and I don't okay, hopefully forgive me if I didn't say that. It's Genesis 2:2-3. All right, the book of Revelation is filled with sevens, 7 churches, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, etc. So, and a lot of us we've heard the spiritual term of 7 is the number of completion, and I love what it said, and a lot of us have what it says, symbolizes perfection, completeness, or holiness. A lot of us have this. It don't mean that even if 7 is not your number, that doesn't mean you don't have these qualities. A lot of us do. But I would say if you're a 70s child or was born around the 70s, just thank that great divine we were born around that era. I think that was a beautiful era to be born around, because it's a lot of things that transpired in those times made us the divine warriors we are today as brothers, sister, family. Those who are standing firm, that come from that era. It was a wonderful time, before we got to the 80s and all that. Just in that little pocket of time right there, I would say around the 70s, and a little bit before the 70s and after the 70s, before the 80s, right in that era. It was a beautiful time. It was just a brief moment in time where it wasn't too much chaos in the world. It was some, but not, I don't know. It was just different. You have to be in that time to understand and overstand and understand. So that's what 7 means. And again, I'm a 70s child. I'm born in the 7th month, and today is the 7th. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I wasn't planning on doing no podcast today. It just, again, when we flow with Mama Nature, it's just beautiful how things just, that great divine just, it can connect us to things of nature, of the world, and brothers and sisters, generals we've met along the way, and that's in the world and online. And I always like to reiterate, I never forget those that helped a brother get a brother to where one is. And again, that's family, brothers and sisters in the world, online, those I grew up with, anybody. I'm a foot soldier for you. I'm a foot soldier for the righteous. And again, I'm not just talking about deep spiritual brothers and sisters, just a righteous human being, somebody that's just want peace and just want to live their life. I'm a foot soldier for you, even in spirit, if not physically, spiritually. That's why I always call down protection from that great divine, not just for me, for us, because we're social creatures. And this is how we keep our realm strong, that inner realm and that outer realm, got to be like that, can't think things are weird or no, because that great divine, I'm telling you, it knows us better. Mama Nature and that great divine has known us since birth, knows everything we are going to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say there's certain individual that so-called beat this case, quotation marks, he ain't getting away with nothing. He can smile and be happy he going home already, all he want. But great divine is going to get that ass sooner or later. Y'all going to see, watch. Those who listen to this right now, and I ain't got to say his name. We know who he is. The artist that's in jail, that's been in this case for I don't know how many months now. Oh yeah, he might look like he winning, but he really not, because he destroyed a lot of lives along the way. You think Great Divine is gonna let that stand? So people keep thinking he getting out, he got off, and everything ain't finna be all peachy keen. Watch what I tell you, cause I'm telling you, karma would just sit back and wait. Oh, karma let you go your whole life and just do all kind of messed up things and just run over people and manipulate and trick and play. Oh yeah, let you do it well into your old age. But when karma come, ain't no turning back, and ain't no stopping it. Ain't no court appeals. Ain't no lawyer negotiations. Ain't none of that. Cause when karma come, there is no negotiation. When karma come, when that gavel comes down, it's down. So I feel sorry for the brother, to be honest, cause he has no idea what's to come. So yeah, cause that's something that you can't escape. I'm telling you, and I don't care how one that has caused someone's demise or have committed a lot of evil acts throughout their lives, they're in their own hell. They might laugh and smile in front of other people, but one thing I know to be true: when one has demons within them, they attack them the most when they're by themselves. So just because we don't see the brother like he holding it together in the courtroom and all that, we don't know what's going on inside that brother, because hell can be within. You don't have to go to hell to be in hell. You know what I'm saying? So, and we know this individual is a narcissist, and narcissists, they think they don't do no wrong. That's what I call blind ignorance. So to each is his own. But that's why I don't get into the celebrity gossip. I observe, as me and my other great brothers and sisters I've met along the way. Actually, a brother that got me started on my platform, he does the same thing. He talks about it, speaks on it, and but he don't get caught up in it. I don't see him really speaking on celebrities too much. I kind of observed that, and you got to be careful. I always like to say, never underestimate the power of the media and or social media. You got to be very careful, but a lot of us are aware of that. Be thankful if we do have a sense of awareness. That's brother, sister, general, family. Salute. So that was some interesting things that I wanted to read about the number 7. And I want to get into this hip hop break, play these couple songs, and I'll be back to inspire some more. And I'm gonna salute you, divine warriors, on to your divine life. And rest in peace and empower to my cuz L'Oreal Lyrical. Always always bring her up. Let me she rest in peace and empower. She was, and she got songs here on my channel. She got numerous songs. And that's a part of greatness that comes from one's family. Got some really talented people in one's family, and I do all kind of got nurses in my family, cooks, singers, rappers. Be thankful if you come from just some wonderful divine DNA family. Be thankful. Through the mix of differences and ups and downs and all that. It all begins with the family foundation. Again. Just be thankful. Just be thankful. Thank that great divine every day for ourselves and more before our feet touch the floor. You know what I mean? Thank Mama Nature every day, brothers and sisters. Just go outside just for a minute. If it's 5-10 minutes, and just take a look around and be thankful that we're still standing, and can change anything we need to change. Nothing is impossible. I always like to say the only thing that's impossible is our thinking, brothers and sisters. So you connected to nature, you can never go wrong. All right, now the first song is Keep Going, and I played this song before, but this for those who may have never heard it. This could be for my son Lord Lamont, family, brothers and sisters in the world and online. Let none stop you. Think of what it took to get us where we are, and keep going. Be back right after this.
Gotta keep going. No such thing as slowing. EBX, you gotta keep going. No such thing as slowing. You gotta keep going. Hey, no such thing as slowing. Yeah, we gotta keep going. EBX. Keep on pushing through, making sure that we never lose. Making sure in this life never be the fool. Gotta be happy, no time to have no blues. Got my family in me, and you got it too. Stay righteous in this life, making sure we keep them righteous too. Ever not stop this, I'ma stay around, making this positive sound. I'ma stay here in this life, stay tough, and I stay down. I'ma do what I got to do.
I'm looking at myself, yeah, in the mirror. Woo!
Gotta keep going. Hey, you got no time for slowing. You gotta keep going. EBX, no such thing as slowing. Gotta be these, making sure in this life, man, gotta be free. Making sure my kids grow up and making sure that they see. Keep going up real high, making sure that I stand this life. If I'm a single man, it's okay if I don't got a wife. Cause I got that God in me, making sure I stay in these streets. And this is who I be, never will stop on the MIC. I got that guy moving on, yeah, I'm in my zone. I got that steel, man, it's flowing on through my bones. And gotta keep going. I got no time for slowing. EBX, I gotta keep going. Hey, yeah. Do you ever give up in this life? You never know what that great divine has lying ahead. Gotta keep going. Ain't got no time for slowing. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep grooving. There ain't no losing. Hey, gotta keep going. I got no time for slowing. EBX, salute.
Real talk. Gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? We blazed through too many fires to stop now. You know, we're in the space we're in for a reason. You know, when you're connected to Mama Nature and you're a seeker of knowledge, and I'm telling you, embodying clarity, be amazed what will come along. You know, we again won't even have to be trying to be. I don't like that word try, but you know what I mean. We not even have to try to be a deep spiritual person. It'll just come naturally. You know. And I'm telling you, not too. I always like to say, not too much isolation. Isolation is not good, but you know, think of it as times to rejuvenate, rebuild. You know, think about things. You know, solutions and stuff like that. You know, and ways to better ourselves and discipline our children and just make things better as far as relationships, friendships, familyship, marriage. You know, always got to take moments and just process things and assess and reset, brothers and sisters, and come out on fire with that divine protection, you know, and thanking Mama Nature every single day. Real talk. And just say, thank you, divine. When you wake up, just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, I don't know what else to say, but thank you. You know, we don't have to ask for a lot of stuff. Great divine knows what we need. Notice I said need. And the righteous wants will come, you know. And how will they come? Naturally. Because we can breathe when things come naturally. And not manipulating and scamming and hustling and backbiting, and it's ridiculous and a waste of time. So, all right. The next song is "You Can Do It," and I played this before, but just again, for those who may have not heard it, and a reminder: we can do it, brothers and sisters. We can do anything. We put that divine mind to. Be back after this.
You can do it. You can do it. Don't have doubt, cause you can do it. Never have doubt, cause you can do it. Don't have doubt, cause you can do it. Don't have doubt, you'll make it through it. Don't have doubt, cause you can do it. Never have doubt, you'll make it through it. Some people ask me, oh, why you so positive? Because I've been through things, and that's the way to live. And I got family, and also got kids. So that's good things, and that is it. And that's what I keep in my soul. And this is how I flow. And hip hop, good things is all I know. I'm lifting all my sisters and all my bros, because I want your spirit high and never low. You can do it. Have no doubt to make it through it. Don't doubt, cause you can do it. I promise you'll make it through it. I had people that lift me up. Now that's what I'm going down. It's never rough. I'm still around. I never ever be no clown. The positive vibrations, on every sound. I'm looking at the YouTube day while I lay. Man, I seen a kid die. gotta make it through. I gotta keep that love, making sure we stay true. Have doubt, you we can do it. Yeah. Have no doubt, we'll make it through it. Yeah. Cause we can do it. Have no doubt, you'll make it through it. Yes, you can. We can do it. No doubt, cause you'll make it through it. Never doubt, man, you can do it. My brothers and my sisters, we make it through it. Oh, you can do it. Have no doubt, you'll make it through it. Yeah, you can do it. My kings and my queens, you make it through it. Oh, I'm always gonna live to the day I transition. My young brothers and my older brothers and sisters, salute. Stay great, stay strong. One.
Real talk. Stay great, stay strong. Real talk. You know, you can do it. I don't give a dang, you know. And like I always like to say, my challenges are no better or different than anyone else. But as many of us say, the stuff we've been through, you know, if I can do it, you can do it, you know. It's all about focus and, again, taking those quiet moments every so often and just be thankful, you know, that we that's why I say we can't let ourselves get down or nothing like that. If we still here, think about why we still here, you know, study it, you know, while we still here. And it's a reason, you know, a divine reason, brothers and sisters. And when we finally do know why we're here, that's when the journey begins, brothers and sisters. So just remember that. Stay on fire. And that's a song that I cherish. And that was one of the first songs I made on this channel. And I remember when I first played, I got a comment from Queen Maya Rogers. She used to comment. She hasn't commented in a while, but she's still my sister. And you know, I mean, I don't mean that. I don't know why I said that, but no, I mean, I appreciate anybody that comment, even if they haven't in a while and whatnot. But yeah, I actually got her on my favorite content creator list. But that was one of the first songs she commented on, and I commented on her channel too. But it's been a while, you know, and I thank her for riding along with the brother and being on my channel. And all the others, subscribers, salute. And those who, you know, vibe and ride with a brother. You know, remember, we're leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We ain't no damn followers. We changing that damn narrative. We're fellow spell breakers, you know, not followers, fellow spell breakers. And we got the male and the female, you know. You know, I always like to say, great divine is the masculine energy. Mama nature is the feminine energy, you know, and they become one, but not with the weird crap. Yeah, but those were some things that was in one spirit. As I said, you know, we can do it, brothers and sisters. You know, tap into that divine power that's just laying dormant in the pit of our soul, waiting to be manifested. It's a beautiful thing. You know, but it doesn't happen overnight. Again, can be tied into all these distractions on the outside of us, person, place, thing. And thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And something I wanted to speak on, like when I'm driving and I see people in car accidents and stuff like that, and it really hurts my heart. Because I've been in car accidents before, you know, thank that great divine. Wasn't a real major one, but I see it a lot, and it just make me feel so bad. And you know what I always say when I see stuff like that? Because a lot of times I be on my way to work, and I be wanting to stop and help. I be feeling so bad because I've been in those situations when, like, when a car break down or, you know, or an accident or something. It's miserable. You waiting on the cops, and it's miserable. So every time I see something like that, no matter who it is, you know, and I always say, great divine, come in their life, make it as easy as possible. You know, make it less expensive, and may they, you know, get another vehicle and they make it through it the best way they can. Because I hate seeing stuff like that. It bothers me. I don't like to see one suffer, you know, because I've been there. I know what it's like to struggle and suffer. So again, that's why you got so many warriors out here, brother or sister or family, you know, because we've been through the fires. We've been through the wars. We know what it is. So that's what make us become somewhat humble or empathetic about, you know, people, you know. So that's what I do every time I see an accident or something like that, or someone struggling. I always say, great divine, come in their life, bring peace in their life, clarity and protection and anything else they need to pull them through whatever situation that they're going through. So that's being grateful and thankful. And again, being consistent on calling down that great divine protection for us, and I do it on a daily. We got to be consistent in this realm and with that spiritual power, and it's beautiful when one finally, emphasis on finally, is true to oneself. So that's just something I wanted to speak on, and it's just a good vibration to have. And again, it's good for our immune system. It's good for our stress levels. We got to have less stress, no stress at all, and I would say no stress at all. But, it depends on where we are, where we work. Again, some of us have jobs and family and kids and stuff like that. But to keep ourselves together, to keep ourselves whole, as it said in that definition about the number 7, just every so often get moments to ourselves, like on my banner here, get out on the balcony if you have one, or the porch, or just get out and just appreciate Mama Nature. Something about the sun, it just warms you up, but it depends on the individual, because some people take nice days and want to get out and do something ignorant, you know what I mean? But then you have those who appreciate beautiful days and just living their life. Again, not even this deep spiritual, just the upright human being, brother, sister, family, fellow spell breaker. So I say again, may the great divine protect us for ourselves and from ourselves. And I don't care how many times one hear me say that, I'm going to be consistent on that. And when we do that, we'll be amazed at things that will protect us. But we got to think about others too, not just ourselves. That's why I say those who now protect our Christian brothers and sisters out here who do mean well. You know what I mean? So protect them too. In any religion, not just Christianity. I always speak on Christianity because I came up through Christianity. But I mean any religion where one is real and true. And that can be Islam, other religions too. I don't know them all, but I'm talking about ones who got a good heart and are whole within. Protect them, great divine. And, I don't care about the religion, we're talking about the heart, And what is the heart? It represents green, remember, which is connected to nature. So you better protect your heart at all costs, Take our body serious, brothers and sisters, And it's not always got to be a deep traumatic thing. Learning about oneself can be amazing and fun too. But you got to get through underneath all the uncomfortable shit too. Got to go through that. You'll love yourself later. And guess what? Others will feel our vibration, will appreciate and respect. One that's just being true. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. But things take time, and we have to let things come what? Natural. It's the most beautiful way. I don't know no other way. It has to come natural. We have to have the art of patience, because what I always say, Mother Nature, that great divine, is the author of patience and time. So no matter how we push and pride, and if we're manipulating and hustle, you're just a hamster on a wheel, waiting on that pellet, because great divine is going to move when it moves. Same with Mother Nature. But you ever notice, right when we need something, we got it. You know what I mean? And that's how that great divine and Mother Nature, that's how it works. It has to come natural, because it's a reason for that, because there's growth in natural. There's clarity in natural. There's thankfulness, gratefulness. When things come natural, you be like, man, I'm glad I didn't do this. I'm glad I didn't do that. And that's the most best place to be in. Real talk. Yeah. So again, thank those for coming in, current subscriber, new subscriber, and salute to the most recent new subscriber. I really appreciate you. Anyone that views or listen, I do not take it for granted, as well as my son, Lord Lamont. Salute. So, again, always call on that protection. Divine protect us. Families, brothers and sisters in the world, online, and our fellow spell breakers. Thank you, Lord Lamont. Again, that was his idea. So, all right. And so may we all keep that ultimate peace wherever we are in our part of the world. Brother, sister, family. And again, thank Mama Nature every single day. Salute.